for me in this game right now. I just right now I'm thinking this is probably a loss. I mean, we're down 5,000 HP. We're down 3 tanks as well. Here I'm just, you can see that shooting at the front of the T10, I can't pen it anything, and the accuracy, that was a bit rushed. Alright guys, hey guys, War Room here, and today we have our first ace tanker in the Cobra. The Cobra is a tier 9 medium tank that is actually a reward tank. Costs right now for the battle pass costs 24 tokens. So it's actually available free to play if you are able to last season get up to the max, and then this season if you're able to get up to the maximum number of tokens, you will be able to get this tank. And I can talk a little bit about kind of what my thoughts on this tank are. I played around 50 battles. I would say for players who are knowledgeable, I would say this tank is a very good choice. If you like mediums, this tank actually, I would say, plays more like a TD, to be honest, because when I'm thinking about situational, well, we should talk about the ammunition before I make this whole spiel. Ammunition is very unique. The standard rounds are a 120 millimeter heat shell that does 360 damage with 268 penetration. However, it only has 793 meters per second shell velocity, which is very, very slow. This is like level of HE guns. However, you can see that the majority of my ammunition is actually this Hesh round, which the British tanks are pretty famous for. It's essentially a high penetration, high explosive round. You see here, I'm taking a few blind shots. I believe some of them actually connect. So we'll have to check in the end game to see if those hit. You can see that I also get spotted, so most likely there's TDs, because I can see here on the team list there's 2 FE405s on both sides, so it's most likely that those guys are going to be sitting around there. And I also was shooting there because our, I think it was a Udez went here, and he died. So the only place that this guy could get hit by is not from here, but from over here. So, and that's a very popular TD spot. So that's another reason why I took those blind shots. So the reason why I would say this tank is more like a TD is because as a medium, oftentimes you'll see me in this like lollygag on this flank because I don't really know how to approach these heavies. Because in order for my gun to be effective, because I only have 210 millimeters of penetration, I need to get sides, and most likely I'll need to get rears of tanks to even do any damage. So here I was trying to actually knock down that tree to get shots on the E100, but I'm so paranoid of the 2 FVs sitting here and essentially one-shotting me. So I actually keep moving and fall back, and I'm not able to knock down that tree. And you can see here that our city has fallen pretty handily. And you know, it's what, almost 4 minutes into the game, and I haven't done anything. I've only fired a few blind shots. I haven't really contributed to my team, and we're losing by 2,500 HP. So I'm a bit worried. But I also I'm thinking about making a play up to see if I could get an angle again, focusing on trying to get sides and flank. But there really is no opportunity. There's too many heavies. There's too many TDs that are unspotted as well. So it's very difficult. So now I see the FV has moved up. That's another reason why I wish I could have knocked down this tree. It's because then I can sit here, and I'm able to sit hull down behind the tree and be able to shoot through the tree without getting spotted. But unfortunately, I have not been able to knock down that tree. And I'm thinking maybe this FV will cross here, so I might be able to get some shots. But now I'm seeing the writing on the wall. There's only one E100 and there's like 5 heavies swarming him, so he's gonna die very soon. And I see our Conqueror, he's by himself. There's no way he's gonna be able to hold against 4 heavies. So I make the decision, unfortunate decision, to fall back, take the chance right now. I have to fall back. There's no way I'm gonna be able to hold against, 4 heavy tanks and a FE, right? So notice here, I'm making sure that I'm driving. I get to cover, or the soft cover here. There's these bushes, so that when I'm shooting, I won't get spotted. And here, you can see that shooting at the front of the T10, I can't pen at anything, and the accuracy, that was a bit rushed. Nice, get the nice flush side of a TVP. So that's the only shell. 1 of 3 that actually pens and does damage. So now I'm just sitting here. You also notice that my equipment setup, I believe I have vertical stabilizer, events, and enhanced aiming. So everything is essentially to try to improve the gun handling of this tank, because the gun handling is awful, and the accuracy is awful. You can see here that the waffle, because he fired, he's definitely spotted. So that's unfortunate for him. Probably should have fallen back behind the bush so he wouldn't get spotted after shooting. And now you can see here, I go down because I think of maybe I can counter this FV, and I get spotted, and luckily I don't take much damage. I only take 46 from the artillery. But this is a very tricky situation. We're down by 3,000 HP. That I can see. There's a lot of unspotted tier 10 TDs that are probably on full HP. So I'm thinking maybe I could counter push this FV, but then because I'm full HP, but I think twice about it, because I don't really want to get close, because both of us have bad gun handling, but I would say mine is slightly better. But he can finish me off in 1 shot, right? So I decide that's not the best move for me in this game right now. Right now I'm thinking this is probably a loss. I mean, we're down 5,000 HP. We're down 3 tanks as well. Albeit our saving grace is that I am pretty much full and the stirb is full as well. So you could argue that I went to the wrong flank. If I had gone to the medium flank, I probably could have been more useful. So that's definitely a misplay on my part. So we're just gonna see if we can salvage anything from this game. Clearly, based on the title of this video, you'll know that I will salvage something. But so here, my decision making is, all right, we need to try to clear a flank, or at least try to defend as best as possible. It's most likely that this FV is probably not going to push down here. He's a good player, so this pushing down this side is kind of a death sentence. So I'm expecting that these guys are going to push this side. So consciously make a decision to knock down this tree to give me some soft cover, so I can be able to shoot and hopefully reduce the chances of me getting spotted. So we're just waiting here. The grill gets spotted. I think about pulling back, but I think about it's more important to get the damage in. And luckily I don't even get spotted. And that was a really rushed bad shot. Shot a little bit too low, and unfortunately do not pen that shot. That would have been really great. If I could have penned that shot, this game probably would have been not as close as it was, because that Foch probably would have one-shotted the FV. And our Foch did a really good job this game. He's unfortunately in a very tricky position because I'm on reload, and I'm just trying to distract, essentially. I want to distract these guys, get myself spotted so the artillery's focused on me, and getting a little bit of pressure off my Foch by, just being the distraction, but I'm not actually risking anything. I'm just hoping that I can be a distraction for them. So the Foch does a really great job. He's able to take out that grill, but unfortunately the FV comes in and finishes him off. So now I see, all right, I need to, now I think we're going to still lose, so I'm kind of, this is a bit of a greedy play, but I want to get get a shot of damage in because I know I can pen him. And unfortunately take a shot in the side of the Conway. That's really good information though. Now we know that the Conway is in the south, somewhere near the city, and unfortunately we get artilleried. So we immediately repair so that we can get as good of accuracy as possible. And we are able to clutch shot into that UDES. If we missed that shot, I would have sat there and aimed the shot to make sure to get the kill on the UDES. So a little bit of luck there. And so now we are able to pull this back. Still down by pretty much half their HP. But we have a really good defensive location. The Sturv is a really great sneaky tank destroyer. So he's going to be really great to defend, help me defend this. Want to try to knock down some of these trees to, you know, increase the cover. So now I have a really great soft cover that I can pull back from, so that the trees are no longer transparent, so I'm able to shoot through the trees and bushes without getting spotted. So just waiting here, being patient. You know, they're in the lead. They have one more tank and they're also up on HP. I have 2 tier 10s and a tier 9 and tier 9 artillery, whereas we only have a tier 9 me and then the Sturv, which is a tier 10. So unfortunately get a clutch shot there into the side, doesn't pen. And now unfortunately our artillery kind of moved a bit too far. I would have liked to I think the artillery would have been better to sit in this dip right here around H1, or like he should have been like further into these trees so that he wouldn't get spotted. And there was a really great important sequence there of finishing out the Sturv. Unfortunately I did not pen the side. I was waiting for him to turn the side so I could pen. And now here I kind of just rushed the shot. I didn't want to get spotted. So I wasn't fast enough to take out that Conway. So now I have my 50-second reload. I'm trying to communicate with my platoon, or not my platoon mate, this other Sturv player. You know, I'm reloading, just wait for my reload. You know, there's 2 minutes left. It's still on them to push, even though we're slightly ahead on HP. But they have more tanks, and I think I appreciate that they actually went for the win, and the Sturv did a really good job here of actually going for artillery, because now they think that they have an advantage, the FE and the Conway. So then they decide to push and expose their tanks, and yeah, that was great that they waited for my reload. In the case of playing against this tank, you really gotta take advantage. So that's the game. Let's take a look at the post game. All right, we're in the post game here. Let's see, this was an ace tanker. We also got a Oskins medal for destroying 3 tanks that are 1 tier higher than you, and then a high caliber as well. This was 5,500 damage for 5 kills and 1,441 base experience. Sturv friend at the end also did really well, and the Foch, as I suspected, played really well as well. I can tell he's a good player from the beginning. The 2 FVs, let's see, I was scared of them like the whole game. Looks like they got about, 1 shot worth of damage, I guess.
Well, let's be nice. Yeah. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I mean, good Lord.
That tank is very hard to play. 23 shots fired, 18 hits, 12 penetrations. So really making sure that you pen is the kind of the name of the game of the Cobra. Most of it was actually close range too. Only 1,400 was over 300 meters. Goes with the accuracy, and the dispersion of this tank is quite poor. And we were able to make credits, but that's because we did a mission. So we actually would have lost around 30,000 credits. But yeah, 13-minute battle. So this is a pretty great game in the Cobra. I played around 50 games. I think this tank is very niche. In very capable hands of people who know weak spots and are able to flank, this tank is phenomenal. But as you can see, if you're getting the fronts of tanks, fronts of heavies especially, but even fronts of mediums that have armor, like, you're not going to do any damage. And it's mostly because we were shooting at, lightly armored tier 10s that we were able to get most of our damage. Like when we were shooting heavies, was not necessarily the case. So this tank is really about matchups and then also positioning. So hope you guys enjoyed this game. And yeah, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Warm out.